So, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use modal verbs in the present tense. So, our three main modal auxiliaries, or modal verbs, are vouloir, to want, pouvoir, to be able, and devoir, to have to. So it's important to know that modal verbs are always followed immediately by an infinitive. Let's take our first modal verb, vouloir, to want. So we conjugate this je veux, tu veux, il veut, elle veut, on veut, nous voulons, vous voulez, ils veulent, elles veulent. I want, you want, he wants, she wants, one wants, we want, you want, they want. And remembering we don't pronounce the ENT as usual on ils veulent, elles veulent. Modal verbs always take the infinitive immediately after them. So if we want to say, I want to eat, we start with je veux, followed by the infinitive manger. I want to eat. Je veux manger. If we want to say he wants to play, we would say il veut, followed by the infinitive jouer. Il veut jouer. Il veut jouer au rugby, for example. We've looked at the verb vouloir. Now let's look at our next modal verb, pouvoir, which is the verb to be able. And often we use can when we're conjugating pouvoir. Like vouloir, pouvoir is also an irregular verb in the present tense. We conjugate it as follows. Je peux, tu peux, il peut, elle peut, on peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, ils peuvent, elles peuvent. I can, you can, he can, she can, one can, we can, you can, they can, they can. And again, remembering we don't pronounce the ENT on ils peuvent, elles peuvent. So let's say we want to construct the sentence, we can sing. Again, we start with the modal auxiliary, nous pouvons, and then we follow it with the infinitive of the verb to sing, chanter. Nous pouvons chanter. If we want to say they can see, we would say ils peuvent, followed by the infinitive voir. Ils peuvent voir. They can see. Okay, so now we have looked at our first two modal auxiliaries, vouloir, to want, and pouvoir, to be able. Our final one is the verb devoir, which is the verb to have to, and sometimes we use must or should in English. And again, like how all of our auxiliaries, devoir is an irregular verb, so it is conjugated as follows. Je dois, tu dois, il doit, elle doit, on doit, nous devons, vous devez, ils doivent, elles doivent. I have to, you have to, he has to, she has to, one has to, we have to, you have to, they have to, they have to. And again, we don't pronounce the ENT, ils doivent, elles doivent. So let's have a little practice with the verb devoir. If you want to say you have to leave, you would again use the modal auxiliary tu dois and the verb to leave partir in the infinitive. Tu dois partir. You have to leave. He has to do his homework would be il doit faire in the infinitive ses devoirs. Il doit faire ses devoirs. He has to do his homework. So here is a final reminder of our three Modal auxiliary verbs, vouloir, pouvoir and devoir. And remember that they always are followed by an infinitive. Why don't you go and have a practice?